Blissco, multifaceted, multi-licensed Canadian cannabis, wellness cannabis company, on the air with us today, all the way down from Vancouver, British Columbia. Damian Kettlewell is the chair, CEO, and founder of the company. And what's interesting, a long history of serving a regulated industry, starting off with alcohol, and now in cannabis. Real quickly, as I want to still get back to Blissco, are there a lot of similarities when you started in the booze business and now you're in the CBD business?
Yeah, like full disclosure, I'm part of a fourth generation liquor family, 2 generations in Australia and 2 generations in BC. And so I was in advertising in my 20s, and then in the early mid 30s, I got involved in a family business, which was great. After I got to drive to Guatemala and travel around Southeast Asia and do that fun stuff. So I was really blessed to be in a family business for about 10 years, and we were managing over 10 provincial licenses. So acquiring a license through Health Canada to be able to manufacture a cannabis product to be a consumer packaged goods company in the cannabis space is different than running a retail store. But there's a lot of similarities from a licensing perspective.
So you're taking it from seed to stoner, right?
Yeah, no, we are the patients initially, and the cannabis enthusiasts. Right. Yeah, no, absolutely, and that's so we have supply agreements with the Supreme Cannabis Company, with Green Seal Cannabis Company, and we're just today we sent out a press release that significant news for us is we purchased outdoor hemp, a really strong certificate of analysis, getting 9% CBD, which is pretty respectable for outdoor. So you can get the full plant spectrum. Yeah.
So
much into that.
So talk about sort of your thoughts as a CEO of a publicly traded CBD company, where you guys are going at Blissco in the next 6 months, 18 months, 5 years, as the industry grows along with you.
Well, absolutely. Thanks, Sully. And next week is a really huge week for us. Our oil extraction lab partners, Vanguard Technologies from Portland, are coming to Vancouver for the third time to help us expand our CO2 extraction lab, because we have one of their CO2 machines. Because right now we can produce a few 100,000 30 milliliter bottles a year, and then we're planning out our ethanol extraction lab. They'll take us to 10 million million bottles of 30 mil full
Look
spectrum.
at that beautiful grow house video.
Yeah, so it's going to really catapult us in our oil production, and so that's going to enable our revenues to grow significantly. And we have respectable revenues, which we'll be reporting in May in our annual statements. They're going to be filed and published by the end of May. Our year end was January 31st. So after 5.5 years, we've got revenue, we have accounts receivable, and they're growing.
It's a real business.
It's a real business. 5 million adult Canadians approximately, be able to buy our product. Currently in BC, soon in Alberta, New Brunswick, Saskatchewan, and then we're submitted in Ontario.
I'm going up to Victoria in a few months. You got anybody I know up there?
Will you?
There's legal stores you can visit.
There.
Will you be able to will you be able to sell to the U.S. at some point, do you think, in your mind? Or elsewhere?
You'd probably know better than me, but I guess I'm in the cannabis business. We are pursuing our European GMP certification. So we have a deal to distribute to Germany.
That's a good manufacturing practice.
Yeah, good manufacturing practices.
What does that mean?
So in Canada, we're licensed to a good production practices, but in European, they license pharmaceutical facilities, which we are, to the European good manufacturing practices. And so it's a higher level of certification that requires a larger quality assurance team. We have 4, soon to be 5 quality assurance team members. And so the German regulators were over for 4 days in late January, and they wanted to go through our service records of HVAC. How long can you see 5 years of service records for your HVAC equipment? Well, we've only been running for about at that time 10 months, and so they really get into the water quality, and they add a higher level. And they've been only inspected pharmaceutical facilities, and this was their first cannabis facility. So they were really diving in, smiles on their face. I love being in Vancouver.
And did they say these are the worst smelling hops we've ever had? Germany, that's not why we're here. How about Australia? You got some pals down there.
I know. I was born in Australia, and we've had some discussions through the years. But and we have an advisor in Australia. But the reality is the Canadian market is quite large right now from a federal perspective. And so we can get to 8 figures in sales pretty quick here on an annual run rate. So that's going to be exciting as we're and of course Europe. Europe's a huge market. The growth that some countries it's taking some companies like 5 years to get to their revenues in America, and then in the U.S. in Europe they're getting there in 9 months because it's just exploding with CBD over in Europe. Right?
Well, it's having great effects on the whole country in Canada. I mean, hockey fights are down 40%,
and that's just
hockey players are using it. They're talking about afterwards.
That's just in the stands. Damian, thank you so much. We're gonna have you back, Damian Kettlewell.
Thanks, mate.
Right. Russ, we're gonna have him. We'll have him between the. We'll have him via Skype here. Chairman, CEO, and founder Blissco Cannabis Corp. You go to blissco.com or visit them on the public exchange HSTRF. You can check that out. The healing power of cannabis. All right, Chris Janik is our director. Jared Coleman, our assistant director. Curtis Matovich, our floor director. Our floor cameraman. Our composer. Our keeper of keys. And he's actually in charge here. RussIsFunny.com because
RussIsFatandBald.com was taken.
That's right. And do we have another Live High Live event coming up soon?
Yeah, we do. Coming up, well, it's 420.
It's soon.
420. Crown Burgundy will be in your house.
And what am I thinking? BigBizShow.com. I'm Sully. You can catch me at Sully Speaks everywhere. We'll see you tomorrow.